rainbow wreath. We have rainbow mesh. We have rainbow ribbon. We have red ribbon. And we have this cute, adorable rainbow sign. I got this from Craft Outlet. And on the back, you can see I've already put on, these are what they call cable mounts. I put E6000 on those, and then I went around the outside with hot glue so that it's kind of curing. And then I just put one chenille stem up at the top. I'll run 2 others on the sides too. Little Luxuries, hey, how's it going? Caroline, thanks for joining. Awesome. You know, I wasn't planning to do this, and I'm not showing my face because I have no makeup on and I haven't washed my hair in 2 days. But my nails look good. So we're going to keep dealing with that. All right, so this is just going to be a standard thin pancake wreath, but I thought, you know, what the heck? Let's go on. All right, so this mesh I also got from Craft Outlet. It's number RY8515FR. Isn't it pretty? I've never used this before. This is my first time using this. I love the edge. Look at the edge on that. It's just amazing. It's amazing. And this is 10-inch mesh. So I'm going to put this through my mesh holder that I got from Susie's Triple Stationary Mesh Roller. From Susie's Wreaths and Things. Link in my bio and my link tree. You can find that there, but I love that. And then we are using your super expensive $1.25 wreath frame, right? And I bought a bunch, and I don't know what I did with them, so I'm going to have to go buy some more. And then, of course, my handy-dandy Fiskars with the protected edge so I don't cut my finger open on a live again. All right. So I like to cut mine. I need 12 pieces of this 10-inch mesh, and I'm going to cut them at 18 inches long a piece. So I'm pulling it out to 10 inches, and I'm cutting at 28. If memory serves, 28 minus 10 is 18. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. Oops, I want to lay this flat. 2, 3, 4. It just hailed here a little while ago. It's kind of crazy. And the radar didn't even show anything overhead. 5. So I'm still I'm keeping one eye out just to make sure we don't get anything else unexpected. Because I don't want to, I've lived in Kansas, but I don't feel like my house picking up and flying back there again, if you know what I mean. I think this is 7. 7, 8, 9. I really love this foil edge on here. It's going to look so pretty when we're done. 10. Need 2 more. That's why when I make a pancake wreath, because you basically only see the edges of the mesh, I always like to use some type of border stripe or like metallic edge, because I think it adds so much more visual interest, especially because you're not using a whole bunch of mesh. Cricket, hello. Thanks for joining. Isn't this pretty? I love this. And ASMR moment. Ooh, it crinkles. It makes noise. All right. Let me just count. Make sure I got 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yay! I can count. So I'm not good with math, so that's my accomplishment for the day. I've done math. All right. Now I'm bringing out my wreath form, and we're going to do the fun, let's make our own cheap wreath form. I like using these frames as long as I'm not attaching anything super heavy to it. I probably wouldn't attach anything any heavier than the metal sign, which if you've just joined, I'll show you. This is our sign. So this can be really cute for a little girl's room. It can be really cute for Pride Month. There's lots of different ways that we can use the rainbow pattern. So I grew up, I was like a kid in the 80s. I was born in 73, but like early 80s was kind of like my jam. And I used to have this, it was like satiny, and it was kind of like stuffed a little bit. It's almost like quilted, and it was a rainbow, and it had this like foil stuff hanging down. And it was like one of my absolute favorite things in the world. I don't know what happened to it, but this sign and this mesh totally remind me of that. It takes me back to my happy like Cabbage Patch days, right? My Cabbage Patch Kids, Pound Puppies, Glamour Gals. What else? Okay, so Tammy Hodges and I are both very big into our strawberry shortcake. We love strawberry shortcake. That was my jam. I had the canopy bed I had strawberry wallpaper my dad put up. Like, okay, I was an only child. I was very, very spoiled, but I appreciated everything, and hopefully I wasn't too much of a brat. But I love that. So anytime I see rainbows, it just reminds me of my childhood. I just remember all the good stuff. Barbies. I still have my Barbie dream house. I gave it to my daughter when she was like, I don't know, I think she must have been like 6. And I gave it to her, and she was kind of upset. She's like, it doesn't have an elevator. I'm like, oh, so, you know, that was, yeah. So it's now in the attic. Hopefully to give to my more appreciative granddaughters someday. They can inherit it, and I'm sure by that point the plastic will be so brittle that you can't play with it anymore. But I don't care. Like, I am keeping that with me until my dying day. I am not letting that go. I love that. And the Barbie van. The Barbie van. Oh, the Barbie van had so many accidents. It was born in 71. All right. So you know what I'm talking about, right? You know. Oh my gosh. So I used to have Sunny and Cher dolls, and Sunny, this is terrible. So Sunny would always be the one driving the van. Because I only had like one Ken, and then I had a Donny Osmond. So like they were buds, and he would like drive the van, but then they would always get into these accidents where everything would flip over and everything falls out of the van. And I didn't play like, oh, let's have a picnic. I'd play like, oh, we're going off a cliff. Yeah. I was an interesting kid. Yeah. I got one of my Barbies, I cut her hair off, and then I just on one side, and then I put red nail polish on there, and she was massive head trauma Barbie. So every time that I wanted to play Dr. Barbie, she'd be the one that came in that had to get worked on. That might explain why I have so many issues right now. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, I was kind of a dark kid, actually. I used to take some of my like Barbies, and they would tie on the canopy bed, and I'd tie a shoelace around their neck, and then they would jump. Wow. No wonder I didn't have many friends. Who the hell would want to play with me? That's really sick. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've always had a bit of a dark side. There we go. All right, I'm cutting 12 of these at 14 inches a piece. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. And this ribbon, I believe I also got this from Craft Outlet. This is item number 41012-40-01. It doesn't say, it's not an RG ribbon because it doesn't have, you know, the little RG thing on the end. I don't know. But this is 80% polyester, 20% nylon. All right. Sliding it out here. All right. I'm going to slide this right back in here. I'm going to do my little snip, snip. Snip, snip, snip. Off one side. Snip, snip, snip on the other. There we go. I don't know why when I think of rainbows, if I have to match it with the color, I always think to match it with red. To me, that's just, I don't know. Maybe because that's like one of the prettiest without being an odd color. I don't know. I just always match it with red. And that's what I'm doing today. The other ribbon is going to be a solid red. Okay, so here's our first bunch. Let me get rid of these. Here we go. I did pick up, so I haven't used this yet, but I did pick this up from well, somebody picked it up from, my friend Lila picked this up for me from Sam's Club, because I want to make a lot of bows for Pride Month. So I got that from Sam, so we will see. I haven't opened it yet. It looks, you know, thinner. Most of the ribbon is thinner, but I think it would work. But for this, I wanted it to use the better quality rainbow ribbon I had. I've seen similar ribbon to this at Hobby Lobby as well. Oops, snip, snip. There we go. Do. Oh gosh. Well, now I'm all nostalgic for the 80s, man. I remember thinking Madonna was like the be all end all. When I grow up, I'm going to dress just like her. And I just saw a picture. I think she's 65 now. And she looks like she has been pulled tighter than my stretch pants across my ass. She looks like she has had a lot of work done. She looks plastic. I think it's a shame that she kind of ruined her face, but I guess if she still wants to go out and make money. I don't know. I don't know. If it makes her happy, who am I to judge? You know? I just wish we could just age without being yelled at for aging. You know, like I've developed eye floaters. I have an eye floater now just within the last 4 days. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Boy, I wrapped this around there real messy. That's all right. This eye floater is so annoying. I guess it's just like vitreous eye goo that may or may not go away, but like it's so annoying. It's in the left part of my eye, and it's in the shape of a C, and it's dark. And it's driving me crazy, and there's not a darn thing I can do to get rid of it. It's either going to go away on its own, or if it gets annoying enough, people have surgery. I would never have surgery on my eye. To me, that is the ultimate nightmare. If I had to be awake to have surgery on my eye, there's no way. I can't do it. I can't even put contact lenses in my eye. I did, and I developed a blister on the surface of my eye. And I was like, no, I don't need any more stuff on my eye. But so far, this is a little annoying, and now I'm blinking all the time. And it pops up right away after I blink until it goes and settles in its little home spot. So I'm sitting there blinking all the time, and I'm thinking people are going to think I'm flirting with them in public. Just blinking one eye all the time. I'm like, no. I just can't see. Oh, okay, here we go. Cutting this off here. Oh. I tell you. You know what I wish would come back from the 80s? The spiral perm. I remember I could just scrunch my hair up with water, spray it with some gel, and go. And it looked nice and cute. I miss those days. I mean, I don't miss, like, the bangs that were, like, 8 inches off my head. Right? Like, that. Yeah. We don't need to relive that. But, I don't know. I just miss that. I don't miss the smell of perm solution, though. If you've never had a perm, you don't know what that stuff smells like. It is... Ugh. It's nasty, man. It's nasty. But it works. Alright, I'm pulling my frame out now. I'm going to pull my frame kind of over there. I'm going to gather my mesh here, and then I'm going to grab my ribbons from the right-hand side. That's kind of how I roll now. I've got a system now, and it works for me. Alright, so you'll see it off to the side here. I'm going to give you some room. Move the sign. Because once I get the mesh on here, it's gonna get wider. Like me after I started having kids. Just boom. There we go. Alrighty. Ooh. ASMR moment. Ah, sounds so good. Alright. So I'm gathering up the center. Going right up the middle. Boom, boom, boom. I've been making a lot of pancake wreaths lately. I'm trying to put them in my booth. So I'm going on the outside. Okay. And now I'm bringing, see, I'm making like a shape out of it. I'm laying that over. So I'm tucking the ends over each other so it should make a circle. This is why they call it a pancake wreath. Okay. I'm also getting rid of some, there we go. Extra little pieces in there. Yeah, chock full of goodies there. Alrighty. Alright, so I'm actually going to put my red ribbon on the bottom because I want red underneath. I want my rainbow ribbon on the top. It's so pretty. I really like this ribbon. I've used it before, and it's always laid very nicely for me. So I'm putting my ribbon on right away. That's how I do my pancake wreaths because I'm freaking lazy. It just works for me. So I do it like this. Boom. Snip. Boom. There we go. Getting into my Pride stuff here. That'll work for that, for Pride Month. I have someone very near and dear to me who came out within the last, I think, year or so, and he's now very, very happy, and I am very happy for him. So that's why I can't understand why people just don't why people have issues with other people being happy and living their lives. Like, are you so shallow and so threatened that you can't allow that to happen? I don't know. That's their issue. I'm all about love. Not that I get any lately. I am dedicated to the widow life. So my love now comes from, I was going to say my love comes from my dog. Not in that way, okay? Not in that way. No. There's lots of other places to get love in your life. It doesn't have to be romantic love. I have to love a little bit less, though, on Ronald McDonald. He and I have been having a torrid affair over the last couple of years, and quite frankly, I'm at the point where I need to call it off, because my health ain't doing so hot. Here we go. I like bending this. I should have bent it a little more before I put it in here, but here we go. Oh, I'm loving this. Look at how that just pops out right there. Like, I love that. You just see the colors popping out. And it's not really snagging too much. I was worried with the metallic edge that it was going to snag on the ribbon, but it hasn't really been doing that, so that's pretty good. The tidal wave bangs, right? Oh my gosh. We get like, okay, I know people used Aquanet and they used Rave. I liked the Aussie Sprunch Spray. I love the smell of the Aussie stuff. I probably should not have been inhaling that stuff, but yeah, you tease it and then it would kind of like go over that way, and oh my gosh. You know, I did recently get glasses, a new pair, and every year for the last 5 years I've been progressively getting larger frames every time, because, you know, yes, I like to relive the 80s, but, you know, but I had huge glasses back in the 80s, man, like ginormous, like, and then I had a frizzy perm, and I was a hot mess. Now I'm just an old chubby mess, but before it was such a hot mess. It was terrible. Oh, I was skinny, which it's funny. I see pictures and I'm like, when the hell was I ever skinny? But I guess I was at one point. I miss those days. But if I ever find a picture, I'll bring it up and post it, because it was so funny. My aunt found one of me. Apparently, I must have been like maybe 12 or 13, and I think this was New Year's Eve, and I was over at their house with my cousin, who was 4 years younger than me. My cousin Jenny. Rest in peace, my cousin. I love you so much. I miss you. And I apparently dressed up as Baby New Year, and I grabbed a garbage bag and cut holes in the bottom, and I stuffed it with, I guess, tissue paper and a teeny tiny white t-shirt, and I looked so skinny. I was like, oh my gosh. But it was just funny. I don't know why I did that. I was very introverted. That wasn't really like me to do that. It was kind of funny. I wasn't the me I am now back then. I was very, very quiet, very timid. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of weird in the head, but I didn't say that stuff out loud. Now I just say it out loud. But it's funny. If I could go back and be that skinny self again, that'd be lovely. Not because it looked better, but because it felt better. I don't feel good lately. I've got zero energy. That's the diabetes. Wilford Brimley, I got the diabetes. Yep, I do. All right. Going around here. So this mesh I got this from Craft Outlet. And let me get the numbers again. It was Craft Outlet Extra Wide Foil Strip Mesh, and it's item RY8515FR. And this is the 10-inch mesh. It's 10 yards. It's so gorgeous. I've never seen any of their foil mesh have this much foil on the ends. I love it. I don't know. I think I found my new favorite mesh. I mean, not like I could use it on a ton of stuff, but certainly on stuff for summer, Pride, kids' room, school. I just recently did a school wreath, and I could have used this for like a school pattern too, because that's all your primary colors as well. So I'm going to have to, now I'm going to have to place another order. Darn it. Ugh, why does it seem like I spend more ordering supplies than I do in what I make? Am I the only one you feel like I don't know where my profit is because I just keep buying more stuff. And I look around, I'm like, well, I have a giant room full of tons of supplies, and if I croak, my kids better know how to sell this stuff and don't give it away. So I'm going to need some notice before I kick the bucket. I'm going to have to plan. My supplies have to go to someone who would appreciate them. And my daughter, you know, my 11-year-old, who I named my business after, I don't know that wreath making is going to be her thing, and I'm certainly not going to push it on her. So, we'll see. She's made a couple of wreaths, but she's more into drawing and like graphic design stuff. So we shall see. Oops, there we go. Going around here. Hopefully I've got enough time left on the clock. She goes to therapy at 5 o'clock Central every Thursday. I think it only takes me like 10 minutes to get there. Might take a little longer with some traffic. Oh, here we go. Oh. So I only sell supplies in my shop. I sell, like, if I can find some signs or if I find some ribbon at Craig Bachman at the warehouse sale where it's a brand new roll of ribbon, it still has the plastic on it, I will buy those because I like to be able to pass some savings on to other people. You know, if I can do that. I had thought about getting into selling supplies, but I'm afraid of buying and spending all that money and then they don't sell. And then I'm stuck with a whole bunch of supplies. So, you know, I'm on a widow's income and that kind of budget. So I've just been a little leery about would that really work for me or not. And I've got, you know, I know several people who have gotten into selling supplies now, but their business was much more further along than mine. But I would love to do that. Honestly, what I would love to do if I were younger and had more people to help me, I would love to open up a shop where you could go in there and it had stuff you can buy, but we do classes there. You could buy the raw materials, you could buy finished goods. People could sell their finished stuff there, like renting a little space. You could, if people just wanted to come in and use a Cricut machine, they don't have to buy a Cricut. They could come in and just, you know, pay by the hour to use a Cricut machine. Like basically a whole like crafting central where different people with different experiences and skills could, you know, kind of run in and have a little part of their business and do classes there. I think that would be so fun. You know, basically craft central, essentially. But I don't have the money or the energy. It is just me. You know, if I had a spouse that was able to help me, that maybe would be another thing. But crafting was not my husband's thing. Oh, no. Oh, no. His job when it came to crafting was he would sit in the car with our daughter while I went into the craft store. He completely supported me as long as he didn't have to be directly involved, which was not a problem. I get it. It's like when he asked me to watch basketball and I'd be like, yeah, no. You know. I wish, and oh gosh, if you were back now, I would watch basketball anytime he wanted me to. You know, don't waste time with the people you love, man. You never know. It's gone before I know it. You can't get it back. Ugh. If I've learned anything, it's I appreciate things a lot more than I did years ago. Eek. I love the sound this makes. I love the crinkly sound. It kind of reminds me of Rice Krispies. It's got like that snap, crackle, pop sound. Snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies. Yeah. Alrighty. So now I'm on the inside layer. You guys can see me going around. Here we go. Hey, Justin, how's it going? Hey, Patricia. I am going to be going live over on Facebook tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. I just threw this together last minute today. I'm going to do a patriotic swag. I got some of those red gems from Decor Exchange in my last order, and I decided I'm going to do a patriotic swag, which will be interesting. I haven't done any patriotic yet for this year. The only patriotic stuff in my shop is from last year. So I am super excited to do something like that. I will say I noticed on the gems that I bought, These were like the clear ones, right? Sometimes they have like the back is a little bit more finished and a little dark. This is clear on the bottom. And on the back is clear all the way through. And I wouldn't do it again because, I don't have it right here, but so I initially attached a cable tie mount onto the bottom of each of the gems. And the problem with that is they're very clear and it is very obvious where that is attached to. And it looks like it's got this dark square in the middle of the gem. So I had to hurry up and pry that off. So if I did buy gems in the future, I would get ones that have like a darker or like a painted on back on the bottom or something like that. That's my only advice. That's the only negative, honestly, because these gems were definitely, they were less expensive than I think the Ferrosilk ones, but I think the Ferrosilk ones I could put the cable tie mount on the back. So just my 2 cents, but still a good deal. I love my shopping from Decor Exchange. Here we go. Ruffle up the middle. I'm also so excited because it's Thursday night. Channel 7. All my shows are on tonight. Cannot wait. There's only 2 nights of TV I actually make a point to watch, and that's Wednesday and Thursday on ABC. I started watching the 911 show. I hadn't watched it before, and it was on Fox. But when they had all that cruise ship stuff going on, I'm like, oh, I gotta watch that. So I watched it, and now my daughter's afraid to ever go on another cruise. I'm like, no, it's just for a dramatic effect. It can't really happen. And she's like, well, can it happen? I'm like, well, I mean, I guess it could. I don't know. So, not like we're gonna go on a cruise anytime soon. Mama's broke. Alrighty. It is snagging a little bit on the ribbons. Not too bad, though. Here we go. Just a couple more to go. And then we can do our little bow. I think I'm going to attach the sign toward the top of the wreath and then put a bow on the bottom. So it's kind of like underneath and between the clouds. You know what this mesh reminds me of? Lisa Frank stuff, right? That's what it reminds me of. All that Lisa Frank stuff. Oh my gosh. Back in the day, man. Remember the 80s, the smelly stickers? The gasoline one was my favorite. Peanut butter and jelly. I remember going to a store with my mom. It was like a teacher's supply store, and they had all these smelly stickers. And it was like I had stepped foot between the pearly gates of heaven and walked through, and I was scratching and sniffing my way, man. Those were awesome. I ran across something on one of my old toys the other day, had one of those on there, and it no longer sniffs when I scratch, but that's okay. Those were so fun. I know, gosh, I'm in love with this mesh. I'm obsessed with it. Here we go. Snipping, being careful not to snip my finger, as I have been known to do. All right. And I got 2 more to go, and then we'll just pop on the sign, throw on a bow, and that's why I love pancake wreaths. They are easy to do, and they are more popular up here in Chicago, because everybody up here has got a storm door. Unless they're like me, and I put my wreaths on the back of my front door, because I want to see my wreath. I mean, I like my neighbors, but like, if I'm going to put something out there that I spent money on, I want to see it for me. I don't spend much time sitting outside my house looking at my house. I probably should. If I did that, maybe I'd realize I need to take better care of my lawn. That's all right. I have a surprise tree. A surprise tree, you say? Yes, yes. Apparently there was a sapling that came along last year, and I never cut it down. I'm like, let's see where this goes. I'm just going to let it sit there. It's right outside my front door, right on the other side of the sidewalk, going up to my front door. And it started growing, and I'm like, well, now it's kind of too big to move, so I'm just going to leave it there and see what happens. I don't want to cut it down. It just felt like it wanted to belong there. So I'm sure at some point it'll mess up my whole sidewalk, but oh well. It's funny, I have a surprise tree. I have to mulch my front yard. I don't want to have to pay to do it, so I'm going to have to go to Menards and get a bunch of bags of that stuff. I figure if I do 5 bags a week or something, by August it'll look decent. It's going to take me a long time. Oh, I don't like yard work. All right, the last set of, oh, get out of there, buddy. The last set of mesh. Apparently I cut one extra red ribbon. That's okay. We don't mind having a little extra. Wait, where's this one go? I missed one. Here we go. I'm sitting there talking. I'm like, where did that one go? It goes right here. I've never had a wreath make so much noise before when I'm making it. That's so cool. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. All right. Here we go. Let me, you know what? I'm going to trim a little bit of this. I'm going to put this piece behind here. There. I'm liking that better. Here we go. And when you make your pancake wreaths, you probably would want to maybe, you know, if everybody wants to put on all of their mesh first and then go back and put on their ribbons, I'm just too lazy. Because then I got to go back. I got to untwist it, retwist it, and then snip it off. I'm like, let's just do it while I'm there. One-stop shopping. I don't think it turns out any differently either. As long as we start at the bottom level first and then come up to the top layer. Snip that. Oops. Little strays. These little white stray pieces of the mesh sticking out, they look like my white chin hairs that I'm plucking every night before I go to bed. Am I the only one that has a mirror and a flashlight on their phone, like that it plucks their chin hairs in bed at night? Because if I don't, it's becoming unruly. It's really bad. Ugh. All right, here we go. Snip that a little bit. Okay. So here is our finished one. Here we go. I don't know if you guys can see it. Oops, let me get this. Let me snip, snip. All right. So there we go. I am going to attach this on. You know, I'm going to move you back a little bit now. Move you guys back a little bit. There. I think you can see better. All right. Here we go. So the car visor mirror. You know what? If I have to take my glasses off in order to pluck stuff because I can't see very well either to begin with now. But yeah, that's, if I didn't have to take my glasses off, I would use that too. There's something about the natural sunlight where you can really just get to see the chin hairs better. Every time I do it, I keep thinking something about by the hair on my chinny chin chin. All right, I got to go this way for this. There we go. All right, so I'm pulling this through the cable mount, then I'm just twisting it. I don't want it to, I mean, this is not like super secure yet, so I'm not going to pull really tight on these, but I'm going to start at the top. It doesn't really matter which one I start with, but I'm just going to feed that right through the spot that already has the pipe cleaner that's holding on the mesh and the ribbons. We're just going to do a nice simple little bow too. I'm just using the ribbons that are in this, as well as I do have a 1.5 inch ribbon in the rainbow pattern as well that I'm going to use just for a cute little center loop in the middle of the bow. Nothing major. It's just going to be really simple. I'm not putting any greenery in here. It's not going to be fussy or anything. There we go. Got schmutz on the sign. Let me fix that. All right. Okay. All right, and I just take my pipe cleaner and just kind of stick it around back. All right, so we're on at the top. And this is looking good. Fortunately, it's going to cover just the perfect spots at like the 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock positions where I have this. It should just cover where I've got the, whatchamacallit? What do you call it stuff? Pipe cleaners. Yeah, that's it. It's going to have to go over a little bit from that though. So I'm going to put the pipe cleaners through here, but it doesn't lay directly over, so I'm going to kind of do a very light twisting until I get the other side in, and then I can play with the final placement of that. All right. Just a light twist. All right. Because I don't want it to be lopsided, and it's got to be centered. So, and if there's any part of this that's visible, where I'm putting this in right now with the pipe cleaner, I think when I have the final, when I have the bow done, I think it'll pretty much hide any of that too. So I think we're good. I think this placement is good here. Just gonna flip it over. Boom, boom, boom. Give it a good twisty. I don't want to twist too hard because I don't want the cable tie mounts coming off the back. That would be no good. Going around. Do-do-do-do. Okay, now this one I can tighten a little bit, make sure this looks good. Yep. Okay, do the same on this one. And I can always come back and tighten it later. That's why I'm leaving enough on here where I can come back and make a little adjustment should I need to. Snippy, snippy. Ooh, there you go. All right. Oh, this is so cute. This is so cute. Loving it. So cute. All right. So this is where we're at so far. Now we are going to do a little bow. And then we'll be done. And then I'll hop in the car and go take my kid to therapy. There we go. All right. I'm going to start with the red on the bottom. Let me try to move this over here. There we go. So everybody can see a little bit better. All right. I don't want this to be super big. This is going to be a bit of a smaller bow. So normally I would do like maybe a 6 inch or a 5.5 inch loop on this, but I don't want it that big. But I'm going to have the ribbons come down. So I'm going to do like this is going to hit at, let me see. Yep. So I'm going to hit this at 7 inches for the tail. Then I'm going to pinch and twist. I'm going to do a 5-inch loop on one side, pinch and twist, 5-inch on the other. Okay. I think I'm going to do another set. What do I do? 5-inch and 5-inch. I didn't want it to look too skimpy on the bow. And again, this is like flattened out because this is a pancake wreath. This bow can be flatter. So this doesn't have to have like big loops sticking out. This is designed to lay flat when the door is closed. And if people then want to fluff them out, they absolutely can do that. Totally. You want to fluff them? You go for it. You fluff that. Here we go. Up and down. Here come the tails. All right. Now we go to our beautifully patterned. Price of getting older hair in places we don't want it. No kidding. Though my leg hair is getting surprisingly lighter. It's not growing as fast. Like, yay. But bikini zone is a nightmare, and I will never wear a swimsuit again. I now wear swim shorts because I don't want to deal with it. I'm a widow. Nobody sees what's going on there. So I'm letting that go. I don't care anymore. I am as how I was made. But I will always shave my armpits just because I itch if I don't. All right, this is a 4.5-inch loop on either side. 1, 2. Sorry, this has been a very TMI conversation, but that's what you get with me. So, it's keeping it real. We're all talking like friends here, right? There we go. Okay. All right, cutting it down here. So, okay, yeah, let's keep it really real. So, My aunt gave me money for my birthday, and I am going to use it. I'm buying a bidet. Like the attachment that just goes on the toilet. Not like one that actually is like a separate complete thing. No, but I've heard it helps. And I'm trying to get my place ready to grow old in. So I figured, you know what? Why not? Let's see. I didn't realize, though, that they're not all warm water. Can you imagine if you installed the whole thing and you didn't think about, is it going to be warm or cold water? And you did that first try, and then all of a sudden it was cold water. Ooh. I don't jump, but I think I would jump for that. That would be funny. Okay, and then now I have this 1.5 inch. I did cut some tails off of this previously, so let me get some of those off of there. There we go. I just want to do a simple little loop in the center, so I'm going to cut a tail. And that one's going to kind of go, this is probably like about a 5-inch tail. I'm just going to do a single loop in the center. This loop is going to be about 1 inch wide. Probably about 2 fingers wide. And then back again to that. Sometimes I won't do a 1.5 inch. I can just find something cute and like glue that in the middle. But I didn't have anything like that handy. I think I had a rainbow thing, like a tiny little rainbow charm. Oh, you know what? No, I don't know where that went. I think it's with my Christmas stuff because I bought it from Walmart. It had like a pack of 4. They're like the mini ornaments. And I could glue that sometimes in the top of a ribbon, but I've gotten away from on the pancake wreaths. I will avoid gluing at all costs if I can avoid it. Okay, here we go. Chenille stem. It's a pipe cleaner. Let's not get fancy. It's a pipe cleaner. Here we go. All right. Now I hold it on my chest because that's what they're there for. All right. There we go. All right. I will play with that a little bit more once I get it secured underneath. So let's get that put over there. Yep, I'm glad I'm putting it on the bottom. That's where it wants to be. So I'm going to feed this through the bottom, like I did with the signs, right through where that pipe cleaner has already gone to hold on the mesh and the ribbon. On the top, one at bottom. And I make sure when I go around the back of the wreath that this goes above the top ring and below the second ring. So that, see how it's top ring, second ring, above and below. So I got plenty of things for it to attach itself to. Oops, here we go. All right, I'm pulling that down. Why is that twisting? That is a little weird. Hold on. All right, I got it. I'm gonna twist this on just like I did with the signs. I leave about a good 3 inches of pipe cleaner. That way I can just wrap it around. All right. I'll clean up the back of this later. There's a couple little stray pieces. Got a little stray string here. Boom. But, here we go. Making sure the others, because both of the tails from the 1.5 inch layer go to the same side. So I'm going to pull the bottom one over. I used to pull the top one, be the one that was the one that kind of kicked itself over to the other side, but now I just do the other one. All right. And where is my... Here we go. I'm missing the red one. There we go. This is crazy. It's hailing again. What the hail? What the hail? It's hailing again. I don't want to go out in this. All right, doing a couple little fixes on placement of my ribbons because, you know, as we work with it, things kind of, some of these tend to want to go back to their original position, so they just need a extra little nudging to learn their new position and where they need to go. Just kind of go around the wreath once, double check where everything is. I hate when I go to take a picture and I see that, oh, there's a big gap there where I should have pulled that tail over. Then I got to take them all over again. That's a pain. I also don't like having to make these square when I take the pictures for Etsy, but, you know, we all bow down to the Etsy gods and do whatever they want us to do, blah, blah, blah. All right. Here's the finished wreath. This is our finished, cute little, here we go. Come in closer so you guys can see a little better. Is that better? Is that better? Here is our finished wreath. You know what? Let me take you off here. I'm going to take you for a ride. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Ooh. All right. Here, get a better view this way. That is our finished product. Alrighty. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me. I really appreciate it. It's been kind of a blah day here, so I'm glad we did something fun and cheerful, and I don't think there's anything more cheerful than a rainbow, right? I mean, look how cute that is. With the bow and that sign. Again, the mesh and the sign and the rainbow ribbon all came from Craft Outlet. All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a great afternoon, and go watch Grays tonight. It's going to be good. Arizona's back. All right. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. You can shop my store at sweetariadecor.com and follow me on social media.